I'm Max Keiser. This is the Keiser Report. The report that drills into your mind and impregnates your soul with the truth. Stacey.
That is very bizarre, but we're still here at the Keiser Report Conf, Keiser Report Onf over there.
I put a big hole under this one. That's why I had to cover it up. I punched my fist through the wall when I heard about something egregious happening in the banking system.
Oh, that raccoon that climbed to the top of UBS?
The raccoon that climbed to the... Yeah, he should have, zapped somebody with a raccoon stun gun.
By the way, it's Keiser Report in Espanol as well, because we love our Spanish-speaking audience. They're the best.
Right. Hey, hola.
Well, you know what? I just have this first headline, because I liked the way it was written.
Really?
New York Times, the rich are planning to leave this wretched planet. Adios, amigos. Get out of here. I like that.
I'll tell you this. We won't miss them. The rich add nothing. The rich are a drain. Why? Because not that they're rich, but the way that they got rich. You see, in the past, people got rich by doing hard labor, not hard labor, but by doing stuff. Innovative and creating industries, creating products.
Creating value.
Yeah, this class of rich people is just rentier. They're just financiers. They're Ponzi schemes. They're all Bernie Madoff. It's the Bernie Madoff class. Bernie Madoff is just one of a million Ponzi scheme operators. And if you flush them all down the toilet, the world would be a lot better off.
Well, this was about some sort of $55 million trip on a Philip Stark designed cocktails and retro-futuristic designed space shuttle that they're apparently going to leave the planet. So we won't miss them. We'll be very happy if they go away.
The thing about Philip Stark is that he designs a lot of stuff, including hotels. And if you go to a Philip Stark designed hotel, it's not particularly comfortable. Like the sink in the bathroom, for example, is shaped like an inverted pyramid, and there's no place to put your toothpaste. So here you are in a spaceship with a bunch of other toffs, and you're all whining about, I can't put my toothpaste anywhere. And they get into a vicious fight, they kill each other, and they all die in outer space, and Philip Stark amongst them, and it would be fantastic.
Good. Well, speaking of people getting rich in a very illegal sort of rentier way. Here, while we've been in Ireland, we have gone over some of the stories that happened at the Kim Trump summit, Justin Trudeau's eyebrow falling off, the raccoon making it to the roof of UBS and somewhere in America. Well, David Drum, guilty verdict. All you need to know in 2 minutes. Banker faces potentially a long jail term on conspiracy to defraud and up to 10 years for false accounting. He's a 51-year-old former banker of Anglo-Irish. We've covered the story. Remember, he fled to the U.S., I think back in 2008, 2009, as the crisis was unfolding and the bank was collapsing and they needed a bailout from the taxpayer here, and he fled to Boston thinking he would escape justice, as all his friends here were being charged with stuff. Well, they extradited him back from the U.S., and now he's just stood trial, and he was found guilty by the jury of 12 or 13 people on the jury, and he's been found guilty of fraud. They found David Drum working in a Cinnabon alongside Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul. Yes. That was where he was hiding out, yes,
in a mall.
With, what I introduced to the show, that the rich are planning on leaving this wretched planet. And the planet, of course, is wretched because of the likes of David Drum, because of the likes of Warren Buffett, because of the likes of Bill Gates, because of the likes of rentiers in our economy, because of the likes of Lloyd's, RBS, JP Morgan, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, every single bank you could think of that is very big and powerful. Well, we are wretched here on this earth that they plan on fleeing, and if they flee, perhaps we can recover again like a phoenix from the ashes that they have left behind. The jury of 9 men and 3 women convicted the one-time bank chief executive over a series of circular transactions that made Anglo's deposits look 7.2 billion euros larger than they were in September 2008. He was also found guilty of false accounting in December 2008 when the bank published misleading information to the market showing those fraudulent deposits in the bank's annual financial statements. He was found to have conspired with ex-bankers Dennis Casey, Willie McAteer, and John Bowe to defraud depositors and investors by dishonestly creating the impression Anglo was healthier than it was. Of course, we had in America John Corzine, who did similar based on what you're reading there in terms of making his bank his brokerage look more sound than it was, and he did not face any jail time.
Does my balance sheet look big in these circular transactions? Of course, circular transactions or accounting fraud is the modus operandi for just about every bank in the world. This bank got clipped for it. because it was egregiously done. And they're very bad at hiding their fraud here in Ireland because they're so used to committing fraud and getting away with it, that they don't even bother committing fraud in a way that would be less obvious. But they're so corrupt here in Ireland that they did it in a way that was very obvious, and they got clipped.
Well, it was actually a little bit more, the reason why it was so obvious is somebody actually recorded his phone conversations telling them to hide all this bad debt and to make it look, they were called the Anglo tapes. He was recorded on the phone, and in that conversation he refers to the central bank and the financial regulator as that effing shower of clowns down in Dame Street. So,
right.
But that's probably why, if you upset, just like Bernie Madoff went to prison because he stole from the wrong people. Here he's like calling these guys clowns and that they should just give them the money. The central bank needs to give them some money and make them, you know, whole, rather than them having to commit the fraud of pretending the circular.
Right, but I mean, he's probably down the pub, you know, just drunk and spewing nonsense to people and talking about how the clowns down on Dame Street don't bother to regulate me. And that's the way it's done in Ireland for years. And then finally somebody decided, hey, enough of these guys just ripping us off blind. The economy's in free fall, the housing market collapsed, and Bono is still